They thought they'd found their forever retirement home. The palm trees, the ocean breeze, morning coffee on the porch. 2 years later, they wish they'd never signed the papers. Almost half of retirees feel the same, and it's because of hidden costs, location traps, and one shocking fact about 55 plus communities that you've probably never heard of. Have you experienced regrets while buying a home, or maybe you know that someone that has? Let me know in the comments if this has happened to you. If you're thinking about buying a retirement home, I'm going to be very blunt here. There are things that the glossy brochures and smiling real estate agents will never tell you. And yes, I am a real estate agent, but my clients value that I don't sugarcoat this stuff, because the goal isn't just to buy a home, it's to actually make sure that you're going to enjoy living there and loving that home 10, 15 years from now. I hear it time and time again. I thought I found my forever home for retirement. Maybe they bought next to the beach. Maybe they got new construction. Fast forward 2 years later, I wish I've never signed those papers. This is what I keep hearing. And you're not alone. Almost half of all homeowner retirees, they have regrets. Let me walk you through what really happens after the honeymoon phase ends. And make sure that you stay until the end, because there's that one question that's going to save you a lot of headaches, and you need to ask that question before buying a home, a retirement home. You're not going to want to miss it. So let's talk about the maintenance and hidden costs. That's the number one regret, right? Surprise maintenance costs. Around 42 to 56% of homeowners who regret their purchase straight to the bills they didn't expect. There's roofs that need to be fixed, the HVAC systems, and even plumbing issues. And it's not just old homes. Even new builds can come with warranty gaps, landscaping upkeep, HOA fees, and rising insurance premiums. In retirement, when income is often fixed, these costs can hit a lot harder than normal. Now there's the space regrets. About 21% of people that buy a home end up feeling it's too small. And I've seen the opposite too, where folks buying something way too big, thinking that the kids are going to visit every month, and then realizing they're just heating and cooling costs, that they're never ever going to use that space. And the location disappointment, because poor location is another big one. About 14% of homeowners end up unhappy with where they chose to live. That could mean being too far away from medical care, from family, or the activities that they enjoy. Or even being too close to things you didn't expect, maybe like a noisy highway or a rowdy vacation rental next door. And the 55 plus community factor now. Here is one of the biggest ones. Did you know that 55 plus communities have 30% higher depression rates? That's what the National Institute of Health says for 2024. And not only that, but isolation in age-restricted communities links to elevated mental health struggles that are a lot higher compared to intergenerational neighborhoods. And here's why: because in age-restricted neighborhoods, you're surrounded by people who are all in roughly the same life stage. That can be comforting at first, but over time there's less exposure to different perspectives, less intergenerational energy, and sometimes less reason to get out and engage with the wider community. For some people, that can feel like a social bubble that slowly shrinks. And think about it, even when everyone's in their 60s, 70s, or 80s, life events like illness, loss, or mobility issues, they start happening more often around you. That environment can unintentionally amplify feelings of loneliness or sadness. And in intergenerational neighborhoods, you might see the kids playing around, there's neighbors working on projects, and young families moving in. It creates a different energy, a different emotional rhythm and dynamic. Now, I'm not saying that all 55 plus communities are bad across the board. Some are incredibly vibrant, they're active and socially fulfilling, but the takeaway is this: you need to know your own personality and social needs before you commit to something, because if you thrive on variety and outside stimulation, an age-restricted setting might not feed that for the long term. Temporarily, yes. There you have it. My clients report that they miss one question when looking for the right place. And that question is, what is the average age the residents in that community are? because asking this question will help you make a wiser decision on that particular community to see if you're going to be fitting in the long run. And the big picture is that regrets often boils down to two things: underestimating the cost of ownership and overestimating how perfect life will feel in a place. And the data says 45% of homeowners have at least one regret. In hot markets or rush decisions, that number jumps significantly. So before you buy that dream retirement home, do the boring math, imagine your daily routine, and be brutally honest about your priorities, and hire a knowledgeable real estate agent that knows the market and the incredible life transformation that you are about to embark on, one that really understands your needs, because regret is a lot harder to fix when it's written into your mortgage. And I'm Krish D'Errico, real estate agent, passionate about helping people turn their retirement dreams into a reality. And I do that by finding their perfect place to call home. Now that you've seen the main reason why people regret buying a retirement home, don't stop here. Check out this video, and I break it down without all the sales fluff, and it's no BS. If you're extra curious, you could join my newsletter. There's exclusive tips to make retirement everything you've ever imagined, because remember that it's not just a retirement, it's a lifestyle.